Family owner, welcome back to the Komon-Tok. My name is Mohamed Kagbo. In this segment, we get another very, very important talk for Kantok today, where na the coronavirus under the program Health Corner. Now, as we know, the coronavirus comes from Wuhan, China, but somebody go ask how it concerned we. Well, because of the advancement of technology and the interconnectivity, we don't reduce the world to a global village, it concern we. But do you think we actually force we as a result of the rapid spread of coronavirus in Africa, in many African countries? Few weeks ago, the CNN will make a broadcast in ways of just say probably because of the humid temperature, in other words, the tropical nature of the continent, we might be spared. But unfortunately, we see CS in this, the thing actually they can go out of control because as we talk now, Guinea then just don't confirm the very first case. And if we remember back, Ebola started from Guinea. So this the first way, for bringing this program. Now for this talk better one, we invite Dr. Alphajagun Koroma for let Ekai people understand better. And in the program, you will also hear about another disease when disease X will get the potential for wipe an entire population. Doc, welcome to the program. It's a pleasure having you back in the studio.
Thank you.
Doc, we go straight to the point. What is coronavirus? What's not coronavirus?
Well, coronavirus na a group of viruses where they cause diseases ranging from common cold to more severe disease them like the Middle East respiratory syndrome and the severe acute respiratory syndrome. But presently, the one way the world they deal with now it's called COVID-19. That is coronavirus disease of 2019 where start from Wuhan, China and don't spread to a lot of countries worldwide.
Okay, that's a very good one. So what are the signs and symptoms of this disease, this virus?
The signs and symptoms of this virus they range from fever to cough to difficulty in breathing, muscle pain and tiredness, and sometimes in more severe cases pneumonia and respiratory distress syndrome.
Okay, so what's not the mode of transmission? How we will get this sick?
Well, coronaviruses, they are zoonotic viruses, and this means them virus here can be transmitted between animal and people. And studies don't show say the bats, now they are the natural host of these viruses. But other research also don't show say now they are person-to-person transmission. We mean say you fit get them from one person to another person, and most times this they happen when people the way don't get infected with short virus, then cough, they sneeze or they exhale, and maybe there are droplets they na domot, na table, na train or what have you anywhere we do, then another person come in contact with the person and then droplet here and then self go get infected. And research also say the virus here can deny surface like domot or table for up to 12 hours.
Okay, that's a very good one. So are there any treatments? Are we running out of time? Because I see some researchers from the one research facility as well as in America, other places, they rise in Israel, then they promising very soon we get. Are there any treatments right now?
Unfortunately, no, we don't get any specific vaccine or say treatment for treat these viruses because na novel virus, na new virus, this particular one where they affect the world now. But waiting healthcare workers in they doing they treat the clinical symptoms where the person they show. So if you get difficulty in breathing and go try for alleviate your pain, if you they get say you in severe cases pneumonia, they will try for ill pneumonia and all that. So far now only based on the clinical manifestation and the treat.
Okay, so how we prevent this? Because since you mentioned this now new disease and anything new, therefore take time for learn. So how we go prevent yourself from letting you not get infected?
Well, first and foremost, this disease they enter we body through we eyes, we nose, and we mouth. So a very essential for make we know the church we face with we hands them, especially we hands them unclean. So in that regard, we dey advise make people and they wash their hand regularly with soap and water, at least for 20 seconds, you know, and also for try for say disinfect places like you doorknob, table, and other surfaces them. It also very important also if you dey get flu-like symptoms, for let you cover your mouth and your nose where you dey cough and you dey sneeze, and in worst case scenario you try for see you healthcare workers them around, go visit clinic and hospital. And lastly, for make sure say you cook something like meat and egg very well.
Okay. I want to play one short clip for because I see the president then there's go visit Gonalunge as a kind of precaution for like do sensitization about this. Let's play and quickly, and we come and try for can understand within how well we prepare this country. Let's play and quick. Ask the technical team. Let's play the short clip, please.
Today at this afternoon, we check with state of readiness as a country. Until I don't know what's going to happen around the world also. Yes. The coronavirus. It will kill, it will still infect more people, and it will go from country to country. This time round, we are the nurses, the medical staff, professionals, now we are then at the front line. What is Sojamande this time? When the rebel they become na be Sojamande also. This why I will not see and now we not see and now I get what you not take from watch for see and also. Yes, sir. So now we are then at the front line. We therefore depend on Wuna for make sure say you not enter salon. If you enter, we for keep us on side, we contain and deal with them so you not affect everybody. Like how they affect other countries than the world.
Okay. Now, Doc, so what are the measure we face a government for consider? Because based on the past example, we see the way Ebola be ravaged. More than 5,000 people and die where actually not all supposed to die. And we see the mudslide, the way people and suffer in short period of time, over 1,000 people and die. Which if it's the new measures, apart from which we are used to, which if it's a government for do more?
Well, from watching the news, I don't see the president be don't visit Lunge Airport for see we healthcare readiness, and also I don't say in various border crossings them in the Lunge Airport, they don't install like some form of bucket where people for the wash their hand with soap and water, and also then they check people temperature, and that I believe say a step in the right direction. But I believe say we get for do more. We get for equip the healthcare workers them let themselves not get infected when they dispense their duty. Okay. And also we get for make sure say we get quarantine facilities, adequate quarantine facilities, because we people in the camp now, if anybody happen for show the signs and symptoms of these viruses, a good level already get adequate quarantine facilities outside. Then they are isolated and we treat them and get food, and then they in comfort whilst we try for treat them. But also important for let we know say some people can be asymptomatic. Waiting that they mean, it means say the time we then can now we borders there or then can Lunge Airport for enter we country. They're not show any sign of the sickness, and can easily pass and can inside the country and eventually go spread them to people them. So in that regards, I believe say sensitization, the government therefore step up then sensitization role. Of course, I don't see officials from the Ministry of Health and people from Sierra Leone Association of Journalists don't engage with few media houses them for sensitize people. But I believe say there is room for improvement. They can do much more, because as you already mentioned in your report, this thing don't come close to we neighbor in Guinea. And we remember in the case of Ebola, and so it starts Guinea, we make careless, you know. So I believe say it's high time journalists themselves participate when they in the shows, na radio station and TV journalists themselves, and the government, everybody try for put on in deck and try for make sure say people know how best for prevent themselves. Of course, then get for do that one day without causing panic and hysteria to the society as a whole.
Okay, that's a very good one. The thing we actually more than from which you don't talk, we like a worry about. Now the example we make is somebody go Canada the country, you not show no signs of the disease, you understand? They let her out because they don't certify and say you not pose any threats, and after some maybe 1-2 days it begin. So how then is here, how critical this thing they are now? Because it really worrying some. How critical in this point? What if you say actually for do?
Wow, na very challenging times for the officials and at the ministry on waiting for do, because so far so good we not get the case, but as it don't already come as close as Guinea, and we know how we people in the go Guinea for buy business, how Guinean and then self they come inside we country, and we don't know the exact amount of Guineans so far we don't infected. So it's difficult, because for say maybe we close we borders them with Guinea, now a difficult decision, but I think say we epidemiologists them can do what's best for the nation, and then decide on their own and see how many cases done they in Guinea, and see also maybe in Sierra Leone how maybe we self can able minimize social gatherings and other things, because even countries them for Ukraine for example not get that much coronavirus case, but then don't put quarantine measures and minimize social gatherings in football or club and what have you.
Okay, that's a very good one. So what are the similarities between Ebola and this coronavirus?
Well, both Ebola and coronavirus disease, both of them are virus, they cause both of them sick here.
Okay.
But importantly, people know say not to the same. Ebola na another disease, coronavirus disease na another sick on its own, but na virus, they cause both of them, and then also they share similar symptoms them, like the fever, the tiredness, the muscle pain, and also both of them viruses, they are zoonotic, which means say they can be transmitted between people and animals.
Okay, one some researchers in Dina Salon, we sponsored by the American government and WHO, where then they say that they can look for one disease where they entitled disease X, where from what we read, you get the potential for wipe out an entire population. In fact, that the next global pandemic according to what's in the proposed. So I really want to talk on this, but first we'll just take one short commercial break. We go borders in the UK where they come up with one show where they want raise funds for give back to the community. And one way they handle this, they hope say at the end of this party, we in the June UK, when April 17, when we independent month, then we will get some funds and begin to give back to society, and I make you feel say very important for a lot of support there. So let's listen there in commercial quick one and come back and talk about disease X. Alright, so what's in this disease X actually?
Well, actually, disease X not a particular disease per se, like how, for example, now we don't get this coronavirus disease of 2019, or you get malaria or tuberculosis, not a particular disease per se, but disease X now a concept where WHO we don't establish for make we able to acknowledge the potential, say there is possibility for let we get a pandemic, and this pandemic will be caused by a new pathogen, that is a new bacteria or virus or other microorganisms where we not even know about, and then develop this concept so that we go able to find way how for develop response mechanism them in case of any unknown, just like where this novel coronavirus don't arise now, how we best we can able tackle such viruses or pandemic we go break. And I believe saying a very good thing where WHO don't do, because Sierra Leone are one of the 30 countries that will participate in such program sponsored by United States Agency for International Development, USAID, and other partners them. And you go shocked for no say when they on this research they even find a new strain of the Ebola virus. That is the tell we get the Ebola virus in 2014. A different, the one way they sound a different from the one we they now. So in that sense, the treatments not there in case of if this pop up and ravage we nations there again. So that's why WHO and other development partners they invest not only Sierra Leone but in different other countries them for try for do tests on birds and other wild animal them for see how best we can able know if there is any virus or bacteria we get the potential for cause big pandemic where we not prepare for.
Okay, so basically now just like they try to be in a defensive mode.
Exactly.
Instead of being reactive.
Yeah.
Alright, so but what are the thing like I feel so like maybe the government's not want to let the people know, meaning of course panic or whatever, or you feel so like then there's a need for make the government sensitize the people and say short project is in the country so that at the end of the day will benefit because they get some conspiracy theory with talk say the Ebola actually come up from one lab na Kenema or something like that where Americans and they do bio warfare or something like that. So you feel so like it's necessary for let the government come up and make things clear enough?
Well, such issues sometimes they are very, very sensitive, and you know, we get a society where sometimes panic and hysteria can just pop up from nowhere. You know, you get few bad actors, then we can spin things around. So now a very tough one for let the government just come out, especially where this not to a particular sick, you know, not just proactive measures where WHO and other organizations then just want to take. But I believe say waiting the government get for do now this coronavirus now an opportunity. Even though we this salon and we pray in this salon, now an opportunity now for let them be proactive for able sensitize the nation on hygienic measures. You understand? Because some of them viruses they are bacteria, microorganisms they are with people and they get them where we not cook with food well, we not wash we hand well, you understand? Just basic hygienic things that we for avoid, you know, avoid bush meat, something you just go kitchen or bush and cook, not prepare well, all those things. So I believe saying that this not just an opportunity now for sensitize the nation, not only about coronavirus, but for let we get a healthy nation, because if we get a healthy nation, it will be a very, very productive nation.
Okay, that's very good. The thing where sometimes can hurt some of we, as people that we want to contribute in all sphere, we see how Ebola disgraced the health sector in the country. People that were not supposed to die, then die because ambulances in Noli. We not get ready-made, power infrastructure, you know. Nothing will be like, we be just overwhelmed. Unfortunately, during the entire times and the countries that around the world be supply with free ambulances, probably more than 200, and from what you understand myself, I doubt to forget half of them ambulances and the people then convert the ambulance and they put the siren then personalize them, would that take engine for himself, would that some in a garage. So the question is, how equipped are we? Because when you look at again what happened shortly, the moonslide, how equipped? If Axter Villa, many times they pray to God let it happen. But at the same time we have to be we have to put all cards, you understand, on the table. Now we assume the worst case scenario. How equipped are we?
Well, honestly, I don't know the answer to this question because, as you know, I know they work for the ministry and we know they over there. But the truth is, we know say we get a very, very poor healthcare system. I mean, Ebola come, mudslide come, all things in the nakedly open. See how poor we are in terms of health. So one go only hope, say the Ministry of Health and Sanitation and Office of National Security, they all step up their game. Not only for this coronavirus, yes, now a very dangerous virus now we for trial kind way for prevent, but for a better living as a whole, with people now all districts in the country villages them, at least for let we get a better healthcare centers, community health centers them, you know, train enough nurses and other medical personnel them. So I believe say it's incumbent upon them for let them work for the betterment of that country they, because we not saying as much as we in a poor countries, but development partners them themselves they try for do them way how for help we. So I believe say if them be proactive, then we know face such issues like the war faced back during the time of Ebola and ONS before I end themselves for don't put now mechanism for how for manage disaster. You know, we don't get a mudslide and suppose for don't learn from that, and always for don't be proactive in case of say even if not to sickness but disasters like mudslide or flooding take place, then for don't know how for mitigate
Okay, thank you very much. So I dey see on social media people and they make suggestions, say you get for eat garlic for prevent yourself, you get for drink water every 15 minutes, you get for put, you know, the thing be just too like they go away. So you get any scientific basis for let somebody they eat garlic or every 15 minutes for the drink water, or if you cover your face with plastic just like this video they can play shortly for people, and you think you get any benefits for that to that?
Unfortunately no. We live in world now, we in a internet world, in a global village, and we are grateful for all the privileges that we the internet don't bring, but we get very very unscrupulous people, and we can just go and share factless things that are say garlic or water. No, coronavirus not get any particular treatment. If you feel any cough, flu like, best go hospital, go see your doctors them and explain to yourself. And with the big, if you get cough, you sneeze, you use masks for go talk to your healthcare workers them way they go there, and then go do all the necessary tests them for test you, and let people not panic, let people not go the rush for buy masks, because not also advisable if you're not sick, you need get cough, or just go wear mask, because you go use mask, all the dust, bacteria, they all they come into that mask, then you can just go for an infection for yourself, you know, respiratory infections for yourself. So unless you they cough, you they sneeze, you 100% clear for use mask, you know, project the droplets towards other people. Yeah.
Okay. So that a very good one. Okay, Doc, so what will be last word? Based on what we don't discuss all, including this now, what will be last word?
My last word to me, people out there go be say, make we no panic, make we not share fake news, make we not cause confusion or hysteria in our society, make we be very very vigilant, make we be very hygienic, make we wash we hand them with soap and water regularly, not only for corona, but you go see and say a very simple but now thing where they go a long way for prevent you against bacteria and viruses and other microorganisms. Them coronavirus is serious. May nobody not give you conspiracy theories then say black man or they get it on the Guinea, it on the Senegal, it the knock now it borders them. So with the big people them follow them precautionary measures here and share this video, because Salon now we all you a collective responsibility and our duty for make Mama Salon be with you one time for me.
Okay, thank you very much. We really appreciate for your time, and Fambulen, so the Health Corner will tap for today, and hopefully we will come up with another segment, and this is a challenge for me. We said they make me a small little effort for at least we contribute to we country in development one. So until then, my name is Mohamed Kabo. Una goodbye.